5
Sunday
4
Sunday
3
Sunday night
2
in his Sunday best.
1
Sunday.
Go. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Dear God in heaven, please let this show go okay, with no major boobs or goofs, or is it goofs? Please don't let me tread all over the intros of records, or say a naughty word.
So let's have fun.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. Hello, 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 and welcome to the show.
Lock it on to the best station on the net.
First we take a groovy record, then we add a super sound DJ.
Oh, Sean
The
Kirk.
big DJ, the big DJ.
When do I get my badge?
Very soon, very soon. Hello everyone and welcome to the podcast. With me, it's Cookie. Now, not the usual intro that I normally do with my podcast, but I have to put a disclaimer out this evening. Yes, I say this evening, it could be any time of the day, for goodness sake. A podcast you can listen to morning, noon, night, through the night, or wherever and however. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes, but not until you've heard this podcast with Mark Rev Revell. He's from the trend, you know. He's been going for over 40 years, but I'm giving it a plot away. Anyway, just for one night only, I get Mark Revel on, or Rev, and the whole system plays up, so we've not got a great audio feed. So my profound apologies to you, the listener. Yeah, just one of you. Anyway, it's all there. It just sounds really, really horrible. Not my guest, but me. Anyway, my apologies once again for the lack of quality audio that you come to expect here at Target Radio. And we will do better next time. My apologies, of course, to my fine guest, Mr. Mark Revel. And again, once we get you back on again, Mark, I will make sure that everything is tickety-boo. I didn't know, you know. Not until I played it back and I went, oh my lord, what on earth is that? It sounded horrible. I reckon it got some sort of virus. Enough of that. Okay, we're not going to mention that word anymore. Anyway, on with the show then. Stay tuned for a fine audio interview at its very best. Well, at least the content was great. The audio quality wasn't as great as it could have been. Anyway, don't forget to rate us on iTunes if you can, please. It really does help with the future of Target Radio. 5 stars all the way. And of course, if you know anyone that wants to join us here on the show, let us know. Okay, on with the interview then, and thank you very much indeed. Mark Revel! What I got to tell you now, that was brilliant. That was the trend there and a good friend. Now, for those that regularly listen here, this is the part that I generally get very nervous about. Because I'm about to press this button here on Facebook, and hopefully we should have Mark Revel on the other side of this telephone call. Or not. Okay, we don't mind. Oh dear. We'll still wait.
Hello?
Oh, yes. I think we might have Mr. Mark Revell, or Rev to his friends, on the other end of this phone. Is that correct?
You certainly have. How are you? How are you, Tucky? All right.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. And I think we got to find one of these for Mark. Hang on, bear with me. I'm on one CD player at the moment. What's that all about? There it is. There we go. A mighty fine round of applause for a mighty fine man. How are you, Mark? You all right?
Yeah, doing really well. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Apparently you're skint, though. Is that right?
Everybody at the moment.
I think you're right as well. I mean, obviously, we've all got... Apparently now, according to somebody out there in the government warehouse blokey thing, said we've all got to retrain from being musicians and artists to, I don't know, sweeping floors and pushing barrows around or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to get political this evening, but that's what we've all got to do. Is that right?
Well, yeah, I don't think you'll find me doing that, mate. You know, too long in the suit.
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing what I've been doing for a long time. I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. So, you know.
Absolutely. Well said, well put, and I couldn't have put that better myself. And of course, obviously, of all the fine music from the trend that you've obviously done over the years, obviously that is in the pudding. It's there, isn't it? It speaks for itself, really.
All right, cheers, thanks, and thanks for the support.
No worries at all.
I'm glad you like the new single, anyway.
I love your music. I mean, it's powerful, it's got meaning behind it, and it's just sung with loads and loads and loads of passion. You can hear that in your voice, you can hear that in the music, so hats off to you. So, Mark, what have you been doing since, unfortunately, this lockdown, then out of lockdown, then into some sort of, well, tier 1, tier 2 or tier 3 lockdown? I really can't keep up, but what have you been doing?
Well, what we decided to do, because we can't get together and record anymore like we used to do and rehearse like we used to do, is we decided to try and put together some videos.
Yeah.
As we were doing this, we were getting into the vibe of basically doing these videos separately, and then I was editing some together. The drummer John Woodruff, he edits some together, and then we put it all together. And we did one, and we really enjoyed it. And then as we were talking, we had one of the tracks on the album is called "Vote for Me." So we thought, what about if we got somebody to do a remix of Vote for Me and putting in some political stuff in there, with the forthcoming American election.
Indeed, yeah.
And so we got a guy in a remix, and he spun in a load of Donald Trump and Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and Biden and all the rest of it. Oh, it's great, so we really liked it. Thought, let's put it out as a single. And we decided to put videos together, which we very kindly shared on the page just recently, and it's looking good. It sounds great. We're really pleased with it.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, if you've not seen Vote For Me on YouTube or indeed on Facebook, because, I mean, it's everywhere at the moment, it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I love the way you merge in, the president and obviously the former presidents of the USA, and the way, what they're talking about and what they're doing, and obviously the actions for the video is absolutely brilliant. You sort of meld those into, obviously, your own bits and pieces that you do. And it's absolutely fantastic. But I've got to ask you now, I mean, obviously with social distancing, it must have been so hard to do your bits back home, obviously getting people to hold up pieces of paper saying vote for me and things like that.
Yeah.
How did members of the public sort of take to that? Were they all your friends or people you know, or just ask them?
I live in a little mountainside just outside of Manchester.
Yeah.
And I've lived here all my life. I know all the people, the local shopkeepers and stuff like that. I just went up and I said, do me a favour, I'm doing a video for your band. Will you just do this? And they're like, of course we will, not a problem.
Oh, fantastic.
So, it was great. And I just went down all the market stalls, went all people in the local pub, in the local Wetherspoons, actually. And I just said, all this up, just do this. And, and I got people to do it. And it looks fab. It looks really good.
It does.
Normal people saying vote for me, because at the end of the day, these are the people that are getting chastised and upset with what's going on at the moment.
Absolutely. I mean, it's got a double-edged sword to the actual video as well. I mean, obviously, on first look, I mean, obviously, I've watched the video a few times and listened to the song a few times now as well. And I mean, you think straight away, oh, it's all about the US presidency, but it's not. I think it hits closer to home as well, doesn't it? So it's got a double meaning, I think.
Well, absolutely. I think you've got to remember that. I mean, if there was a British election going on, we would have focused on that. But the fact is, there's an American election going on, so it was relevant. So
yeah.
It's basically saying all the politicians, they're lying, self-centered sobs. That's the end of it, isn't it? They all know that. They look after they line their own pockets. They look after themselves. And that's what the song is about initially.
Yeah.
But we just thought, well, actually, with the election coming up, I wonder whether we could do this. It was just a bit of a freak idea. And we thought, why can't we put it as a single? It's okay. We get plenty of plays everywhere, yourself included. And thank you very much again. We're extremely pleased with the way it's going, the way it looks, the way it sounds.
I mean, obviously, it is a good video, and I mean, it really sort of draws you in straight away. I love it. It's full of energy. It's full of slight of tongue as well. I mean, it's sort of comedic as well, to be fair, Mark. And obviously, when you approach, and obviously the stilt walkers in the middle of the high street there, it's just fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the video yet, why not? Firstly, secondly, go and stand in the corner for 10 minutes, and then get back on the internet, listen to us as well in the background or in the foreground, really, and have a quick look at this video because it's absolutely mesmerising. It's brilliant. The way you sort of, like I said before, that you bring in like the American presidents and they're all doing their bits and pieces, not just Trump, but like you said, you've got Clinton, Ronald Reagan, to name just a few of them. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's very well edited and put together as well, I thought.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's and we did everything actually, Cookie, all on phones and mobile phones and tablets. It's amazing what you can do these days.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you look into it, it's actually quite easy to work around this kind of thing, And as long as you're lip syncing along to it, it's going to look great. And and I just thought, well, I'm going to do it in my local area because that's what I want, and I live here.
Yeah.
And I want to get all my local mates in and everything. So I just went round to my mates and hold this piece of paper and vote for me, vote for me. And
why not? The thing is, though, we keep voting for you, but you're not telling us what you're doing. Oh, go and buy it. Go and buy it, ladies and gentlemen. It is a brilliant, brilliant single. Anyway, in its own right, the video just really is the icing and the cherry on top of the cake there. It is absolutely smashing. Now, my question to you is, obviously, during lockdown, it must be extremely hard to actually get all your band members rehearsing, getting everyone in time, getting everyone doing their bit. I mean, obviously, you guys have been together for, forever, really, let's be fair. But, it must be
40 years.
Yeah, it must be really strange, though, to rehearse when you're actually not with anyone. I know you've got Zoom and, other video conference call, apps and things that we've got on our computers. Is that the way forward at the moment then for you?
That's exactly what we have been doing. We've been, regular Zoom meetings, and we're working on new songs at the moment. We're just sending ideas across each other on either WhatsApp or Zoom or whatever. We're working on new material as we speak. But it's very strange because obviously you're not interacting.
That's right, that's right.
Like we used to do.
Indeed. I mean, obviously, if someone's playing a bum note, you're not always going to hear it through, like, social media, through, obviously, these video calling conferences, because, obviously, the quality of the video, audio, is not going to be as good as a human ear next to the person that may be playing a bum note, or, indeed, maybe playing a note you think, wow, actually, that sounds really, really good. Let's keep that in there. So, how do you get around that?
Well, with great difficulty at the moment. Until we can get back into the studio, it's going to be really difficult, But I mean, it's just what else can we do at this moment in time? We're under these very strict conditions that the government have put upon us. Which again, I don't want to get too political. It's not my bag, but that's what they're imposing on us, and this is what we have to do. And unfortunately, it's not very conducive to a creative input, if you like.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh, yeah, no problems at all there. I know exactly what you're saying. I mean, obviously, I'm just going to mention, obviously, with Manchester, because obviously that is, sort of, you're just on the outskirts there, I believe. What's your thoughts on the Manchester going into the sort of highest tier, or not going into the highest tier, or perhaps they should? Perhaps we should have more money, or perhaps we should have more support. What's your sort of take on that? Not trying to get too political, but obviously,
I think Andy Birmingham, he's doing a really good job, actually. Because, I was watching his press conference the other day, and he was saying, said that the discussions that he's been having with the government, and they were saying that they were offering 50% of people's wages. Well, you just can't do that to people.
No.
Your gas has not gone down 50%. Your electricity has not gone down 50%. Your council tax has not gone down 50%. No. So how on earth can you survive on 50% of your own wages?
Absolutely.
It's impossible.
You go to your local supermarket, they don't say, okay, well, we're in lockdown, so we'll sell everything half the price. It just doesn't happen. Obviously... That's exactly my point. Yeah,
and I think he's making a really lucid point. It's unfair because you're messing with people's livelihoods now. And I honestly think things like the small pubs, small microbars, small shops, they're really going to struggle now. If they get shut down again, it's really going to be a struggle for them.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're barely surviving now, financially, and I mean, obviously, I take it upon the, I try and sit on the fence when I listen to both sides and I sort of make up my own mind. Obviously, I don't publicise it here or anywhere, really. That's just my own view. But my view is it's a very tricky balance over life and, obviously, money. And I know money makes the world go around. We all need it. We all need it to survive. But then you've got to think about the other side of the coin is if everyone got coronavirus, what's the point? It's a very tricky balance, and I know I don't sort of favour the government. I don't agree with the government. I'm sort of sitting on the fence looking at both sides, and I think to myself, I would not like that job. Not at all.
Obviously, it's a very tricky time. It's an awful illness that people can get, obviously, you've got to be as careful as possible. But having said that, we've been around awful illnesses for a long time. And I think at some point, personally, this is nothing to do with the other members of the band, but my personal opinion is that, I think, hey, we're going to have to just grin and bear it at some point and say, we've got to live with this. This is the way we're going to have to go. And if people will die from it, people die from cancer, people die from pneumonia, number of things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
I think we're just going to have to live with it, because we can't carry on living this weird existence. Mask on, mask off, comply. Walk this way, don't walk this way.
Absolutely.
It's just, I feel like I'm living in Blade Runner at the moment.
Yeah, but not getting the financial reward at the other end of the film, though. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It is hard. And I mean, obviously, my heart goes out to anyone that's suffering with coronavirus right now. And more importantly, it's very difficult.
I'm not dissing anybody, that's had the illness or anything like that. But I'm just saying that at some point, we really got to have to, make some kind of major decisions.
I totally agree, yeah.
But have to live with it.
Absolutely, Mark. Yeah, I totally agree with you, buddy. And the most important thing is we as a nation have got to strive forward. We've got to get this thing under wraps, move forward, get back to our jobs, get back to what we like doing, love doing, whether it's sort of like going to the cinema or going to watch a live band. And obviously, at the moment, neither of those things are, going very well at the moment. Obviously, live music is pretty much non-existent unless it's an open-air event.
Have you seen that? There's a friend of mine, Steve Harley, he went to, Steve Harley did an inverted commas socially distanced gig.
Yeah.
Right, the actual gig at the stage was about 3 miles away. It looked like it was.
Yeah.
And everybody that was there, they were in what I could only describe as pig pens. Like an individual little pig pen, right? That you couldn't go out of, and sorry, that's not rock and roll for me. That's not a gig.
No, it's not. And I know at the end of the day, we're all trying to sort of swerve around the issue of, we can't be sociable to each other. Well, we can say hello and things like that at a distance. But what I'm trying to say is that we can't get up, we can't have a boogie, we can't do this, we can't do that. Even if we want a pint of whatever, you got to order it with an app now on your mobile phone, for heaven's sake. And
I know.
It's strange times, and it must be so difficult for musicians. It's very difficult for members of the public like myself that likes to go out once in a blue moon, go and see a great live band, get up and rub shoulders with people and think, and talk to those people and think, well, what do you think of that? Oh, smashing, isn't it? Great sound, great this. Or you can't do that to a complete stranger at the moment because obviously you're not allowed. And for me,
also, you got to remember that the amount of money that the arts and the entertainment industry brings into the country is massive.
Of course it is.
And we're just being, as always, ignored, last in the queue. And it was always
totally true.
The case that we would be last in the queue.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's the annoying thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you say before, it's mask off, mask on, mask off, mask on. We don't really know what to do tomorrow, let alone what we're supposed to have been doing today. And it is very confusing with all these tiers. Now, I'm just going to say one more thing, and then we'll leave this behind, because obviously I'm depressing myself here. I don't know about our listening audience. But my view is, I think that we should all go into maybe this break lock circuit, whatever they call it, a circuit breaker. There we go, get my words right. I think we should do that for maybe a week, 2 weeks. Everything closes down. Let's go into this temporary 2-week lockdown, whatever it is, or a week lockdown. See how things are at the other end, and then start striving to save what really has been a disastrous 2020. But moving forward, nip it in the bud now, rather than later, because everyone's so confused. And the thing is, I watched something this morning on one of the TV channels, and in Manchester, and then there's a little village just outside of Manchester, literally about 2 miles from the sort of restrictions where they may go into the top tier, but the outer skirts of it are all in this normal, I say normal, like this tier 1, whatever it is, the least amount. And it's like, well, what's to stop people from tier 3 crossing over into tier 1 and going and having a pint, or going to do this, going to do that, not knowing if they've got coronavirus or not.
That's the other thing, the confusing thing about what they've been saying about the tier 3 lockdown. It's like, how do you they're saying that you can go into a pub that serves food. So what do you do? Go and say, well, I'll have a bag of chips, please, mate.
Yeah, and 16 pints of your That's it. And dip some cold soggy chips there. It's true, though. Obviously, the conditions are less than favourable. And, obviously, going back to live music, I think, live music should be there. In certain venues, they are trying to do their best. But like you say, they're either herded into sort of like your individual pig pen, or you're seated in rows of whatever in sort of like 2 seats stuck together. And you're not allowed to get up unless you need to go to the loo. You've got to put your hand up. It's almost like being treated as a child. And unfortunately...
it certainly is. It certainly is. That's exactly how I feel these days. It's certainly tested me, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So, obviously, with live music sort of out of the window, pretty much for 2020 at the moment. A lot of bands, musicians are writing this year off as a year of doing other things and learning new sort of crafts within their sort of field, of music and...
editing videos.
Editing videos. There we go. Now, did you think a year ago that you'll be doing something like this?
Well, I didn't actually. You know what I mean? It was when I put the first videos together. We had the Zoom meeting that we have, once or twice a week. You know? And we were talking about. I don't. You must have seen them, Cookie. You must have seen them. The people have been doing these Zoom videos.
Yes.
It's been. To be quite honest, it's been tortuous.
Yeah.
The sort of like the singer-songwriters at home, like singing away, how depressed they are, and I just said, we can't do one like that. We've just got to do one that's real. We've got to do a video that actually, is entertaining, because I found them, really, like I said, tortuous,
It is,
So we the first one that we put together was for the final track on the album, which is this I decided on using that one because it's a 7-minute song, and I thought that'll keep me going during lockdown. And it was when you could go out doing your exercise and all the rest of it. And I went out filming, and I went out doing loads of different kinds of things on my own, and then edited all this together. So it's been quite interesting. I found out new skills that I didn't know that I had. I've really enjoyed it.
And you know something?
I want to do more.
Absolutely, and I think it is really good that, musicians like yourself, obviously are very used to sitting there, standing up there, playing your guitar, singing to a crowd. You're doing something sort of, can I say, out of your comfort zone to a point, but you're learning something that you can carry forward for 2021. Obviously, we're all saying now 2021 is going to be a great year, it's going to be a better year. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping for better things to happen. It can't get much worse, really, can it?
No, it can't. But as you know yourself, with social media, like things like video and everything, it's a perfect way to actually advertise what you're doing and let people look at what you're doing and what you're capable of, what you look like, and etc. So it's a perfect way of showing that, And I think we're already planning, the next single from the album and the next videos to go with it.
Absolutely. It's fantastic to see. Obviously, we've had videos since really the late sort of 70s when MTV first sort of hit our screens, and obviously the videos sort of like piled through, obviously, and that for me, it was another branch. It was another, a branch of music that we hadn't seen before, really. And I don't know what happened, really. MTV then obviously started screening other things and stuff like that. Yes, there are still music videos, but they're not at the height that they were. But I think, on a sort of like a level that we're looking at now, certainly through social media, Facebook and Twitter and all the other ones, that the videos are starting to come back in a different sort of form, obviously through iPhones. Other phones are available, ladies and gentlemen, but obviously through like your mobile phone and tablets and things like that. They're coming back and they're more edgier. They're more sort of, they're not, panached together. They are a little raw, a little hazy on the, on some of the screens and things like that. And for me, it looks brilliant because it sort of gives that unsigned edge to an unsigned video as well. I don't want a Steven Spielberg creation because for me, yes, it's going to look lovely, it's going to look brilliant, it's all going to be whistles and bells. But for your video, it's gritty, it's great, it's fun, it's exciting, and you think, right, there's a message carried on through this video, with Vote For Me. And I love it, and it's just ordinary people just holding up bits of paper. Now, if I was to explain that, and people are listening right now and saying, well, that doesn't sound very good, watch the video, because it is ordinary folk just picking up paper and just saying, oh, vote for me. But it's the way it's done. It's very cleverly put together, the way it's edited together. Obviously, as I said before, with the US presidents all interlinked there and everything else, and obviously the soundtrack playing through. And then all of a sudden it takes a little turn. You're in it. You're in the front room, as you said, lip syncing and playing your guitar. Then other members of the band, especially one of the other guitarists, he's pretending he's asleep. We know he's not asleep. All of a sudden he pulls off the cover off the settee. He's got his guitar in hand. Boom, he's there. It's fantastic. It's really, really clever.
Again, our meeting, our Zoom meeting, I was saying, just go away and just think of doing something a little bit different. Just think of, you'd seen the video. I dressed myself up as a Joker,
I know.
Just for a laugh, put my own makeup on and did all the rest of it.
It's fantastic, though. It really is.
Go on.
As I say, it's fantastic the way it's all put together. And obviously the costume changes. You're taking the rise out of yourself. You're not taking yourself seriously at all. And that shows so much of a different side of the band, because the band itself is absolutely spot on. You've been going for so many years. But nobody's seen the sort of real you, to quote a phrase from The Who. The real me. We want to see you guys, in your living arrangements, where you live, what you do, and the way you do things. And this video sort of like throws it all together in such a frenzy. It's fantastic. I can't say enough good things about the video. And for me,
well, thank you. That's really nice of you. You know, thanks for your your everlasting support. It's really appreciated.
Oh no, I'll only ever support things that I really enjoy, and I enjoy the trend. I think the band are fantastic. Then they were fantastic, and they are fantastic now. And obviously, only good things are going to come from this coronavirus, because everybody now is starting to think, right, okay, yes, we need to do a little bit more. We can't go out and entertain our audience like we used to at the moment. But you will again. It will happen. It's just a question of when it will happen. But in the meanwhile, you've got another avenue, and you really, I mean, you know, you're in your zone now.
All you've got to do now, Cookie, is just think outside of the box. Just sort of think a little bit left of centre. That's all you have to do. You know, what can we do? How can I get to my public now? How can I get this across? So just think outside the box.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, and that's what I kept saying to the boys in the band. I said, go away, dress yourself up, make yourself look a bit weird, do whatever you think, you know. And they all did it. It was great. It was lovely, because they were sending me all the stuff. I'm going, oh, this is fantastic.
It is.
Amazing.
It really is.
You know?
It really
is. Great. And as people's ideas were coming through, it was lovely, you know. So, like I say, it's something that we're already working on the next one.
I can't wait to see that, and I certainly can't wait to play it as well. It's going to be fantastic. Now, I want to ask you a question. Now, obviously, once we're back in, and obviously 2021, we're all hoping and praying that, live music will come back with a vengeance. I think, when that weekend comes along, that the Prime Minister says, right, okay, everyone, yes, we can all have live music again. Obviously, everyone's going to be out. Nobody's going to be indoors, me included. We're all going to be out somewhere. Now, obviously, have you thought that far ahead at the moment? And if you have you thought of anything you're going to do that's different from what you've done before when you go and perform a live show?
No, I would die to do a gig at the moment, to be honest, you know what I mean? Because I was really looking forward to it this year, because we'd obviously already planned that we were going to release the album, because obviously I've done an interview with it before when we did the album. We'd already planned that that was going to be released in April. And so obviously we would have put in, various amounts of gigs. And I was really, I love gigging. Gigging's where it's the best place ever.
Of course, yeah.
Get in front of a couple of hundred people, and it's just a business, So I'm really missing it. I can't believe how much I've been missing it, But that's what I just want to do a gig.
I want to do one now. Let me do one. Oh my goodness me. Well, if you're open for ideas, I think obviously maybe on one or two of your tracks, I think you should dress up as a Joker. That's what I think.
Well, yeah, it has been mentioned, but we'll see. I mean, some people are saying I've been doing that for years anyway.
Hey! Oh my goodness me! But that will be brilliant. Maybe I don't know. Maybe having a video playing along on in the back screen or something like that. That would be great as well.
We already do that, Cookie.
Oh well, there you go. You're thinking forward more than I am, but.
I've already done that one, mate. It's all right. We have a video playing along with us as we go on to I put together a video a couple of years ago that we used to go on stage to.
Oh, all right, okay, that sounds really interesting. Maybe.
Yeah, well, when bands go on stage, there's always that awkward bit, and I always think it's nice if you can go on stage to something that people can look at or listen to or whatever. I just decided that we'd have like a video backdrop, so I put together. Basically, a montage of clips of us from back in the day when we first started, when we were mere boys, and all various things alongside this bit of weird synthy, drony music, and it just means that we could get on stage and plug in and then start.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
And then we start playing, and then the video's still going on in the backdrop anyway, so it looks great.
Oh, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to see you guys play live again. Obviously, we've moved now. We've obviously gone over to Lincolnshire, so we're not a million miles away from, obviously, your home turf. And what I was going to say then is, obviously, once you get the green light and you think, right, okay, is there a certain venue that you enjoy playing at that you think, well, okay, this is our, not comeback video, but our comeback gig, but this is a place I'd really like to play first live. Is there such a place that exists, or is it pot luck, or talk me through that?
Well, I mean, I like playing everywhere, you know, honestly. So it wouldn't bother me where I played, you know, to be honest. And the critical question at the moment is how many gigs are going to be left, isn't it?
That's true. That's true.
That's the worrying point now, you know. But anyway, I love playing in Manchester. It's my hometown.
Of course.
So, anywhere in Manchester it'll be great, you know. So it's just like I said, it's whatever's left, and we'll see. That's you know, that is then and this is now, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No harm in preparing yourself though, because obviously as soon as you get that green light, I suppose half these venues are going to be on your phone on a speed dial and say, right, get us in. That
is exactly what we'll be doing. You know, we'll be getting the gigs in as soon as we can do.
Absolutely, can't wait. Honestly, I cannot wait. Now, going back to this video very quickly, and obviously the song then. So what inspired you to do this song? I mean, obviously we spoke about the US presidential election hopefully taking place this year. Everyone wants sort of Trump gone, I think, over in the UK anyway. That's the sort of consensus I get. Where do you stand on that?
How do you mean, where do I stand on?
I mean, obviously, you've made the video. I mean, obviously, you've not sort of took a political stance on it as such. But, you know, what I'm saying is probably a two-question answer, really. Obviously, do you think that Trump will carry on for another 4 years? And with the video side of things, obviously, Vote For Me, obviously, like I said, it's sort of a double-meaning song as well. What inspired you to do it?
Well, the inspiration for the song that actually came about was I remember when we were writing it, we didn't actually have any lyrics for it, to tell you the truth. We quite often we have our own 24-track studio, and what we do is we just sit and jam. We're a bit Pink Floyd in that respect. We sort of jam ideas around.
Yeah.
You know, we can spend literally 2-3 days on just one song, just messing ideas around, you know.
Yep.
And I remember it was particularly with this song that we didn't actually have any lyrical ideas whatsoever. I was just la-la-la-ing, if you like, alongside the backing track as we were working on it, you know.
Of course.
And then we just decided, I don't know, somebody came up with an idea of just saying, you know, why don't we just call it something to do with the, you know, like let's do a bit of a political thing, you know, like, and say about how all the politicians are lying, you know. I can't swear because we're on the radio.
We're live this evening, yes, and I haven't got my bleep button, so and obviously I don't know if you're going to do it.
So like, you know, and then of course that developed of like, you know, into an idea of like, you know, well, you know, what about vote for me? Vote for me, actually, because at the end of the day, you know, the most important people, as it's been represented this year, right? Yeah. Are your bin men and your nurses and your bus drivers and your people who work in the shops. These are the important people. It's not your sodding politicians.
No, it's not.
The important people are the people who are out there that are doing all of this, which is why when we did the video, I went round saying to the shopkeepers, you hold this up and said, vote for me, and you vote for me. And that's why we did it like that. That's exactly what I wanted to get. That was the portrayal I wanted to get across.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, because obviously, you know, you've brought it back home as well, Mark, and that for me works so well. So, like you say, you've almost like, you know, in one song, you've got two different meanings to it. I mean, obviously, on the outside, we're thinking, okay, it's all about the presidential election that's happening possibly this year with Trump and obviously the other fella. But then, you know, you look into the video, you feel the song, you listen to the lyrics, you think, well, hang on a minute, it's about ordinary folk, your butchers, your publicans, you know, people on the street. And that
was
it's
absolutely
more powerful.
What we wanted to get across.
Yeah, absolutely. Was it a risk, though? I mean, obviously, you know, this Donald Trump character is a love-hate person, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, but he's a strange one.
He's very, that's another word.
He's a strange one, that's for sure. Yeah, you know, I mean, whether he gets it or not, it's not looking like it. But, you know, the polls are all saying that Biden's going to win, but we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, to be honest, I mean, it's all much of a muchness these days. The politics has gone really sort of centre stream, middle of the road. It's gone very weird. It's gone extremely strange. And I yearn for the years of Tony Benn and people who would actually physically ask questions and say, what are you doing this for? Why are you doing this? There's a reason behind that. And there doesn't seem to be anybody asking questions anymore of the politicians. And that's what's worrying me about the current state of the situation.
Absolutely. And obviously with the coronavirus on top, because, mention it one more time, we're in a turmoil at the moment. We just really don't know what's happening tomorrow, let alone, what's happening next week or next year even. But I hope and pray that, the virus... they're looking at an antidote for it. They're looking to see if they can get something that we can all take, inject ourselves, whatever the case may be. I'm just hoping it ain't bleach. That's all I'm worried about, really.
Yeah.
But,
absolutely. Brilliant.
Oh, my goodness. I love the video, though. I've got to say now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll keep harking on about the video. But for me, the video really unravels the song as well. Because sometimes we'll listen to a song and think, okay, it means this to me. And a lot of singer-songwriters like that because obviously the true meaning obviously stays with the songwriter or the group or the band. And sometimes they say, well, whatever it means to you is okay with us, as long as obviously A, you buy it, and B, you enjoy it, for me, that works on so many levels. But with a video, you sort of expose it a bit more, don't you?
Well, that was exactly what we required it to do.
Yeah.
So... and I'm very pleased with how it's come out. It looks great, and obviously it sounds great. I'm very pleased with the sound, obviously, because that's my band. It's got a great feel to it. So I just hope people, I hope they stream it and play it, download it, and it's available on all the usual platforms, iTunes, Spotify, etc., etc.
Absolutely. Not in your local record shop at the moment, though, ladies and gentlemen. Or is it?
No, not yet. Not yet, because again, that's something that we can't actually physically get that sorted now, can we? At the moment, so it's just
it's
this
very
year
difficult.
It's just been a nightmare.
Absolutely. I think at the beginning of the year, just before the corona hit, everyone was thinking 2020. Come on, it's very rare that we have the last one was 1919, which was over 100 years ago. So 2020 had a sort of a ring to it, thinking, come on, it's so good they named it twice, and things like that. And then, boom, middle of March, and what happened? Boom, the rest of the year now is gone. So I'm hoping for a better 2021.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Well, it's fingers crossed, really, at the moment, because that's all we can do, because we really don't know what we can do. So, taking away the music and obviously the band, what's sort of different for you at the moment then? How are you dealing with the pandemic, and what are you doing, on a normal day-to-day life, really? What are you doing with it? I'm just sort of cracking on as I normally do. I just, do a bit of this and a bit of that, and write a couple of tunes and pick a guitar up. It's been a bit of a heavy year. My best mate died a couple of weeks ago. I've got a funeral to go to this week. That's going to be heavy, So it's been not been the best year that without any shadow of a doubt. No, indeed.
But but what do? You just crack on, don't you? And see what we can do. I think I'm just more excited about the fact that like we said before, that you can find these new skills and enjoy the creative output in a different way, so which is what we've all got to do, and it's great. It's very difficult at the moment, because obviously promoting an album and a single, I'd normally be whipping round to radio stations and stuff like that, and we're having to do these kind of things over the phone now. I've done online interviews. Oh God, I've done so many online interviews, just
it must be difficult.
Filling in these questionnaires that people send to me, I'm sort of but hey, this is what we have to do.
Absolutely, yeah.
But whereas normally you just sort of turn up into, go to a radio station and, have a chin mic face to face, and always, as you know, you've been in the business for a long time yourself.
Yeah,
it's a much easier situation when you're there face to face, isn't it?
Well, it is. Sometimes I opt for a video call, sometimes I don't, depending on the level of internet paralysis. Obviously at the moment my internet's not great, so I opt for like a lesser band, and without trying to get too technical now, boys and girls, the less amount of technicality I have to use to obviously get yourself and your voice on here, the better it is for us, because obviously if I use video, you'll probably keep blotting out, and it just doesn't make for a great interview. But for me, I don't look at it as an interview. I look at it as, two guys talking about things that they really love, know, and, expect to sort of talk about. That for me works so well.
That's how I've always looked at radio. I've never been fazed by a radio, telly, anything like that, because at the end of the day, you're just having a chin wag with somebody, aren't you?
Exactly, and we're talking
that's
about, obviously,
I've always looked at it, and that's how I've always thought of it,
Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of the, the other members of the band, I don't like doing radio. It don't bother me, you just crack on, because I'm just having a chat, just like I normally have a chat if I was stuck in the pub.
Absolutely. Well, that's all it is, really. Is a group of guys,
exactly.
Having a chin wag about stuff that you do, that you love, and you've been doing it for such an awful long time, really. And to be honest with you, it should be just water, like drinking water. Literally, it is natural to talk about what you do, and for me, you do it so well, to be honest with you, Mark. You do it so well, you're so relaxed, so comfortable, and it makes for a cracking interview, to be honest with you, or a cracking chat, really. A cracking chat. There we go. So come on, it's name and shame to the rest of the band then. So who have we got?
We have on bass guitar Steve Scott, we have on rhythm guitar Charlie Dixon, and we have on lead guitar Jake Keeks, and we have on drums John Woodruff, who is also the producer of the band. He's the guy that does all the tweaking, recording, production, and everything. He's the geek of the band.
There he is. The technicality genius that he is.
He's the techie.
Indeed. Oh my goodness me. Now, going back to the video very quickly, before we get to play it, because I'm looking forward to playing the song. How long did it take to put this masterpiece of a video together? Because I know from obviously my own sorts of video creations, it can take such a long time, and I think we're all perfectionists to a point, maybe even at fault, because you think, oh no, maybe I'm just going to tweak it here a little bit, or just bring that back a little bit more, and I'm going to blend this in, I'm going to use this sort of app to do this. How long did it take you to get the final cut, as they say in the business?
It probably took about 3 weeks, all in all.
Wow, that ain't bad.
Because we were having like Zoom meetings, and I was going like, well, I'll be honest with you, I was struggling with that. Everyone looks to me, I'm credited as a director of the video.
Okay.
Because I don't know, they just always look to me for the ideas for this thing, Myself and John Woodruff edited it, and everyone else put it together. But it was when we were actually coming up with the idea, I was struggling to think of how we could get it across. And Charlie, I'd said to him, just like, do your own personal thing, your own mime in front of the camera with the music going up on in the background, so we can then obviously lip sync it and edit it together. Yeah. And he'd literally done this. He'd scribbled "vote for me" on a piece of paper behind him, and I went, "Oh, that's it. That's it." As soon as I saw that, I just went, "That's it. That's the one." So that became the motif for the video all the way through. That's why everyone has got to vote for me. Everyone has their own piece of paper saying, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. That was it. As soon as I saw that motif, I thought that was the one,
That's your light bulb moment, yeah.
It took about 3 weeks, I think.
And that was your light bulb moment, was it?
It was, actually. It really just got me. As soon as I saw that, I thought, that's the one. And I just knew it. And then I could see it. I could see everything then, And then that's why I went round all the market traders in the shop saying, just hold this up for me. And the people on the stilts, by the way, that was a brilliant moment, because I'd been in my local Wetherspoons, and I'd been filming a few mates of mine having a pint and stuff, hold up this picture saying vote for me, hold this up, and anyway, then I went off, and then I got a phone call off a friend of mine. He said, "You've got to get down, just whip down to McDonald's now. There's 2 people on stilts advertising McDonald's." So I went there, and there was these two 16-foot people. I just said, "Can you hold this piece of paper up for me, saying vote for me?" You know,
how on earth did you get the camera up that high, though?
And it all worked out great. I did all that in a couple of days filming, just going all on my phone, actually.
It's a crazy question, Mark, but how did you get so high to obviously film it? Did you stand on tiptoe and hold your phone up or something like that?
No way, man. Yeah.
Oh, so are we expecting like the next video production obviously to be even better? Are we going to be starting using drones or something like that now, or what?
No, we've already talked about the next video. The next video is going to be totally different.
Okay.
It's going to be totally different.
Any ideas yet?
We've already decided on the track off the album that we're going to do, and it's going to be a completely different, laid-back, more hazy, psychedelic affair.
Oh, now that sounds like a challenge, but most importantly, that sounds like it's going to be a good one as well.
Well, it's good. It will be as good, I promise you, but it's going to be completely different. It's going to be, because we've just done two very political videos.
Yes.
And I think what we need to do now is do one that just chills and just let people listen to the song and and just get into the vibe of it. You know, it will be different, but it'll be equally as good.
I'm looking forward to it already. And any hints yet? Any ideas floating around, or are you going to keep it all to yourself for now?
Yeah.
Yes, I don't blame you, because you don't know who's listening out there and thinking, what a great idea. Let's pinch it before Mark gets on there and starts doing it. So, no, I totally appreciate that.
I've got my ideas already.
Don't share them with anyone apart from the band members, and everyone's going to be associated with obviously the video. So, something to look forward to. When do we expect to see this happening then?
We'll be working on that very, very soon.
Excellent. So, will we see it before Christmas?
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
I'm not going to pin you down to that. No worries at all, Mark.
No.
Right, okie dokie.
By the way, can I just say thanks again, for your support, and also to Wayne Ford, the ice cream man who is on Target Radio, and Brian and Rick on the Lucky Bag, who all play us. I just want to say a big thank you. It's really nice of you.
And on behalf of those guys, they say thank you back as well for some incredible music, because it is brilliant music, ladies and gentlemen. If you've not heard The Trend, or you have heard of them but you've never heard their music, please go out and get some of their music. Or also stay indoors and order it. It's even easier. Come on, you can do it right now on your computer. It is so easy. And, the music itself, I mean, everything's different on the music as well. It's not your standard sort of like, one song after another all sounding the same. It doesn't. This is the thing, Mark. Everything sounds fresh. Everything sounds exciting. And no two tracks are very much alike at all, really, because I think that's the way you like it, isn't it?
That's exactly how we work. That's exactly how we approach everything. Every song is like a new epic, if you like. We approach each song as like, okay, this is what we're going to do on this one, and then we work on that, and that's exactly how we do it.
Have you ever come across sort of songs that you think, right, I'd really like to make a song about my life? Have you done that so far, or is it something you might think about doing in the future?
We've done. I've written many songs about my life.
All right, okay.
For about 40 years, mate.
Oh, well, there you are. I'm gonna have to listen to your back catalogue.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to do it as well.
The album is available on iTunes and Spotify as well. Bella Vega.
Oh, that's
brilliant album.
It is a brilliant album, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard it many times. I've listened to it here in the studio. I've took it out with me in the car. I've obviously put it onto a stick and stuck it into a USB drive and listened to it there as well. It is some fantastic tracks on that album. So go out and get it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. How much is it, by the way?
How much?
Yeah, how much is it?
I don't know. I've never bought it. I think it's a tenner. It's a tenner to download it, or you just stream it if you're on Spotify or iTunes or whatever. I don't know.
Just go and buy it. That's it. Just go and buy it, ladies and gentlemen. You've got it for life then. And every time we want to get that, that particular track you really love, it's there. It's yours. It's in your collection. Go on, go and buy it right now. And how do we do that, Mark?
Like I said, it's available on iTunes, Spotify, all the usual digital platforms.
Oh, fantastic. And if we want to follow you on Facebook, is it Mark Revel, yeah?
Yeah, you can follow me as Mark Rev on Facebook, or you can go onto the Trend Facebook page, put at the Trend Music on the Facebook page, or you can go on Twitter, which is at trendy_records.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Mark, I've got to say
that's
now.
The plug. That's the big plug.
That's the big plug. We needed a big plug for the end of our interview. Our informal chat.
Brilliant.
Oh, Mark, it's always a pleasure speaking to you, my friend. And all I've got to say is really stay safe and don't do anything outrageous. Well, actually, no, do things outrageous and record them because they're great for videos. Honestly, they are so good. And I can't wait for this new one. That you've really whetted my appetite now. I just can't wait for it. Come on, get off this phone thing now and start, I don't know, editing things together. Come on, we're waiting with bated breath. But in the meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you very much indeed for taking some time out this evening to have a little chat with me about obviously all the things that you've done, all the things that you're going to do, and most importantly, we can't wait to see you boys playing live because I know that is where your heart is.
Absolutely. Cheers, and thanks again.
Please make sure once you've got that, that very first gig, let us all know when it is. And obviously we'll publicise it here on the Target Radio websites and obviously on Facebook and everywhere else we can possibly do it, apart from putting stickers up and everything in our local towns and cities and things like that. Or perhaps we could do it. Let's go back to bill sticking and things like that.
Absolutely,
Why not? Let's go backwards in time and do things how it should have been done in the first place. Get rid of social media. Let's do something natural. Let's all go out, leave our computers behind. Perhaps take your phone as well, you never know. Let's go and watch some live music. I can't wait for it, Mark. Honestly, I'm really, really aching to go and watch some live musicians in an ordinary, I'm not going to use the word normal because what is normal these days, but an ordinary setting where we can get up, have a pint whenever we want. We ain't got to rely on an app. Go for a wee whenever we want without being chaperoned. Oh my goodness me. I mean, what's that all about? And most importantly, if you want to get up and have a little boogie, why not? And rub shoulders with complete strangers. There we go.
Yeah. Same here, mate. Same here.
A vision for the future, eh?
Absolutely. Cheers.
Oh, Mark, thanks ever so much indeed, my friend. And we'll catch you very soon. And I'm looking forward to this video, honestly, mate. You've got to do it before Christmas. We need something to look forward to.
All right. We'll try our very best.
Thanks
again, Cookie.
No worries at all, Mark. Love to you and love to the rest of the band there. And hopefully everyone stays safe. And obviously the best of luck for this week as well, my friend.
All right, cheers. Thanks very much,
mate. No worries. There we go. That's Mark Revel, or Rev to his friends from the Trend. Woo! Thank you very much. And there we go. What a great interview. And I think now to top it off, I think we need to play this.
And we're back, yes. And what did you think of that for an interview? Wasn't it great? We found out so much. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for joining us for the Target Radio podcast. I am your pod father. That is me, Cookie. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes if you can, please. If you think we deserve it, 5 stars, please. It does help with the future of Target Radio. Check out all of our great shows here on Target Radio. And as I say, please support local artists and the Unsigned Band. Until next time, thank you very much indeed. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.